A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I die hard.
My bitch a choosing lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the buck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm putting billions off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn head. Some hoes wanna choose, but them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy.
A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I die hard.
Baby, you been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The grass is greener on that other side, if you know what I mean. I show you shit you never seen, the 7 wonders of the world. And I can make you the 8 if you wanna be my girl. I say my girl, I don't mean my woman, that ain't my style. Need a real street stalker, off a green mile. I'm piling up the paper on the dining room table, cause you able to realize I'm the truth and not a fable. Baby, rockin' Russian sable, keep that chiller on the rack. What I look like with $1,000 shit up on my back. I'm $1 million man that need $1 billion bitch. Put my pimpin' in your life, watch your daddy get rich. Easy as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. Get down with UGK, Pimp CBU with B. Cause what's a hoe with no pimp, and what's a pimp with no hoe? Don't be a lame, you know the game and how it goes. We try to get chose.
A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. A simp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I die pardon.
Hello, everybody. It is Arty of Arty's Corporate Fiction. How you guys doing? Happy Wednesday to you all. I got 2 videos lined up that are related to each other. Well, now, have the same topic as each other. So I think they're pretty interesting. They came out a couple of weeks ago, like probably when I was back in Puerto Rico, so I missed out on them. But they featured both Judge Middleton and Judge Simpson, who, they're among the community's favorite judges. And they are dealing with defendants who seemingly have either no remorse for what they've done, or they have no respect for the court. So I'm very curious as to how these are play out. One of them does have a featured cameo from Miss Davis, so I think it should be pretty fun to watch. But thank you guys, welcome. Also the other thing, there is is that thunderstorm warning still here? Hang on, let me double check that. Okay, so there may be thunderstorms possible at 6 o'clock. So hopefully that doesn't mess everything up. But yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Welcome. Stroke, thank you for the 30 months. Appreciate it, man. And we are going to switch. Shh. I just realized I forgot to put the clothes in the dryer. I wanted to do that. I completely forgot. Let me put in some nice music while I do this. I'll be right back. Oh, dang it. All right, back. All right. Oops. Okay, we're ready. Well, we are in the wrong sauce. Wrong sauce. There we go. Very curious. What's going to happen here? All right, we're going to do this. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Charles, and then she taunted me.
So she's not sorry. I never heard one thing of I'm sorry, which means she got the ass whipping she deserved.
Ooh. Oh.
This is file number 211797. It's entitled People versus Squez Marie Ferell. That's you?
Yes.
Squez is here. She was charged with an allegation that alleged that on or about July 28th of 2021, she committed an aggravated assault upon Caitlin Beauchamp, 2 counts. Then she was charged with contributing to delinquency of a minor. The defendant entered a plea to assault and battery, and the matter was set for sentencing a couple of times. It was set for sentencing on Monday. No, she pled aggravated assault, not assault and battery.
Correct.
And the matter was set for sentencing for May 9th at a special time, 10:30. Defendant called and said she was ill, set it for Wednesday, again, a special. Defendant called and said she couldn't make it. And I said, well, that's not an option. I'm going to issue a bench warrant. She had 48 hours, and so we made time again today at 1:30. So Squez is here in the building live. Jordan Yancey is here. Caitlin Beauchamp is here. And Deborah Davis is here from the prosecuting attorney's office. This is actually the 3rd time that Squez has been convicted of aggravated assault.
Wow.
Jordan, what would you like us to know here?
I know there have been some hiccups as far as getting this case resolved. However, Ms. Ferell has remained in contact with me and apprised me of her situation. As the court's aware, she's a single mother and comes with challenges as to ensuring she's able to provide for her children and do what she needs to do. She did handle this matter timely. This was another instance where this was a somewhat older case. However, despite being in front of this court on an unrelated matter, it didn't catch up with her until quite some time. We did get the matter resolved. Ms. Ferell was very honest about the incident as far as what happened and kind of the reasoning why it happened. I'd ask the court to consider the fact that Ms. Ferell is, again, a single mom. She's gainfully employed, just providing for her children. Aside from issues out of her control as far as being ill, not having a transportation, she does appear for court. She has on this file. She's been in good contact with me. She's taking this matter seriously and that she's here ready to accept the consequences. I would ask the court to consider any time she's done on this matter.
Yeah, for the 3rd time.
They feel a brief period of probation is appropriate. I'd ask the court not to order any additional jail time. There is a request for restitution. I believe we may need to have a hearing on that. I did speak with the prosecutor's office. I can't remember if it was Ms. Davis or Mr. Johnson regarding the amount submitted as far as our dispute with, replacement value versus actual value of the items. So I believe this matter will need to be set for a restitution hearing regarding those issues. I'd ask the court to consider everything stated on the record today in sentencing. Thank you.
Deborah, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, I would like to give the opportunity to Ms. Beauchamp to speak first if she would so choose. She has been here the last couple of times, so I'm not sure if she wants to address the court now.
Well, this has been quite an inconvenience for her. Could you screen share the actual video of the assault?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, what are we going to see? Oh! There's a bottom corner right there.
I'll share the other view in just a moment.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Deborah. I was going to ask that. I had to cut the prior couple minutes to comply with YouTube rules.
It's hard to watch.
Oh,
He pulled up and started smacking this girl. Miss Beauchamp,
Oh.
would you come up to have a seat right up here if you would? You've seen that video before. You just saw it just now. Was that a fair and accurate video of what happened on July 28, 2021?
Yes,
What were you doing sitting out in front of the store?
smoking a cigarette, playing on my phone.
All right, were you working there at the store?
Yes, I was on the clock.
So you were on your smoke break, having a smoke out in front?
Yeah.
All right. And then we saw what happened. She pulled up and started hitting you. What would you like me to know?
I've had previous encounters with her. The last time Charles went to jail, she had messaged me on his account. She had followed me home from work one time and blocked me in and I couldn't get out. She reached to the window and hit me.
oh, this is the victim.
She's, put her hands on my sister before.
Now, why is she mad? Why was she mad at you this particular day?
I don't know, when she got out of the truck, she said, asked why was I driving Macy's truck.
And she's already starting to lose it. Her body language is like she's about to pop off.
Asked why you were driving.
Charles' truck.
Okay. And who is Charles?
I was with him at the time, that's her ex.
All right. So you were dating her ex-boyfriend. And you were driving his truck and somehow that made her mad?
Yes,
All right. And then she hit you and her daughter hit you and then they got in the car and left.
yes.
She said something to you as she was leaving. Do you recall what that was?
I didn't hear anything.
This happened last July. Has anything happened since then?
No,
And you're no longer with Charles?
no.
What do you think I should do here?
I don't know. I know her bond was not to have contact with me. I did contact Officer Chris Greenwood, I think his last name
Greenwald.
was. No. I was at work one day and I had got a friend request on Snapchat from her. I screenshotted it and I showed it to Chris.
But you didn't respond to it.
No,
So you've had no actual communication with her.
right.
Okay. I'm glad you're here. I think you've had to be here 3 times. But you also suffered some financial loss. Tell me about that.
I was working 12 to 14-hour shifts then, and I had gotten sent home twice because of it. I went to the ER twice because I had facial contusion. I had cracks in my nose and in my
Ooh.
cheekbone.
As a result of this incident,
Yes,
she broke your nose and your cheekbone.
there was no break. It was just minor fractures.
Goodness.
One of the other pictures shows you come back in, or maybe if you'd let that one run longer and your nose was bleeding. So your expense was the emergency room and lost wages?
That and my phone got shattered.
Deborah, what's that total?
Let me look at the restitution request.
I've got it in mind too, but I didn't want to get out of the screen.
I think it's like 922 something.
Lindsay said it's about 920.
Yep, $922.40. Your Honor, I think that the restitution request included the basis for what Ms. Beecham is asking for. Watching this video, it was a malicious, unprovoked attack. She took the opportunity, she admits she took the opportunity that she was driving by and saw that she was there. It didn't just affect this victim.
So effectively, the security camera just showed her driving up to the convenience store and just beating the ever living crap out of her for a couple of minutes, and just driving off like completely unprovoked.
But it affected that business that then had to shut down, had to clean everything because it was a biohazard. There was blood droplets on the floor at the convenience store. It inconvenienced a lot of people, and it really hurt Miss Beecham. You know, this to have a concussion. It's not just a concussion that can have long-term effects. We don't really know. To fracture her face, over something as silly as being upset over a past relationship and somebody using a vehicle. So, the fact that she's had these type of incidents before, I understand she's a single mother and that's not easy, but you don't take your 11-year-old child with you to beat up somebody and videotape it while you're beating them up. And I don't care if she asked her kid to do that or encouraged her kid to do that, or her kid just did that because that's what.
Wait, that's right. Wait, she also had her kid in on the fun? Well, I think the victim did say that, but oh my God. Hang on. I know there's not really much you could say. You could show. Let me go. I'm gonna go back to the video right quick. So that's her in the pink. Okay. So she was probably like right outside of the convenience store, and she just goes right in. And I think that's where she's kicking her.
I'll share the other view in just a moment.
And as she censored the other section. I guess that's her. Left on the ground. Yeah. Goodness.
I put her on probation and ended up being revoked.
Those minor items. So, or wishes to have that, we can do that. But I would like to have this for Ms. Beecham's purposes completed today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, when she was convicted of aggravated assault in 2015, she got 4 days. When she was convicted of aggravated assault in 2016, Gina was still here. I put her on probation and ended up being revoked. She also has some felony applications to the circuit court. So I've known Ms. Ferell for a long time, maybe since high school age or so. Squez, you saw the video. We all saw the video. What was going on?
First of all, I would like to speak, and I tell you nothing but the truth. I don't lie to you. I was not mad that she was driving Charles' truck, because at the time, Charles' truck was parked at my house. I fought her because she deliberately inboxed me. She gave me a disease from Charles, and then she taunted me.
Oh no! Oh no! What? Oh my God. PSA, get yourself tested. Use protection.
She was in my truck. She was in my truck. They were putting stuff in my gas tank. The reason why I don't have a vehicle now. She kept inboxing me also back and forth and taunting me, her and her sister.
You mean
Caitlin and her sister.
Inboxing, you mean sends?
That on Messenger.
Okay.
I like your heated seats and this and this and that. You keep taunting and taunting and taunting and talk. Her sister came to my grandma's house that's sitting back there on that day, tried to hit me and my daughter. She came put up to my grandma's house. I retaliated. Yes, I'm mad. I'm tired of dealing with that. And she was not with Charles. I was with Charles. She was the, whatever you want to call that. And she was steady going on and on and on.
She was the side piece?
He was in Riverside. Charles at the time, she was the reason why I was getting beat.
Well, Charles ended up stabbing
me and put a gun to my head and it jammed. She's the reason for it. Because she was the side.
So why were you fighting over him? Oh my God.
I'm messing with, telling him lies, and I'm not knowing he's messing with her at the time, and he's stabbing me up and stuff because of what she's telling him. I'm doing that. I'm not doing nothing. First and foremost, I was in Riverside. She don't own Riverside parking lot. I was out there at a friend's house, Cache Nicholas. Her sister stayed on the other side. At this time, I did not know Reese was sleeping with this girl. So that was just her guilty conscience. Reese put up trying to fight me, beat me up in front of everybody. And the only way I knew how she knew was because of her, because I seen her in the phone that one time. And then everybody out there was like, Reese, that's when I found out.
It was her. Cache said, yeah, Reese been coming over here for her. Okay, boom. I didn't come over there deliberately just following her to fight her. She knows that. I was in Riverside partying. She, at the time, I'm like, why did you call Reese? I'm asking her.
Now, when you say Reese, you're first.
Charles.
Okay.
I'm like, why did you call Reese and tell him I was out here? What was your point in that? I didn't. She's acting all clueless like she's doing right now, like she don't know what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth, because I'm really shaking because I just don't fight just to fight. I fight when I'm in harm and me and my children
It
are
didn't
in
look
harm.
like a fight. It looked
It was-
like an ass whooping.
Yeah, those it was a beatdown. You jumped her straight up. You straight up jumped her.
What caused it was her. I would have never, I took my problems
Oh
out.
my God. Oh, that's her fault. She started it, as it were. She provoked me.
Reese cheating, you don't go to the person he cheating with. You take it out on him. If she would have never, when he got locked up, oh, I like your heated seats. Oh, I was driving to Constantine when he was on the phone with you in your truck, just taunting,
Yeah.
while I'm getting beat up by him because of her.
In relation to this was July 28th.
Yes.
Stuff is all earlier the same day.
Earlier the same day, her sister in that blue van came to my grandma's house and tried to ski on the back of we pulled up. I was about to, actually my daughter reported her, but my daughter deleted it. She tried to hit my daughter. She went into my grandma's driveway on 416 Fifth Avenue.
Assume everything you say is true.
Everything is.
What gives you the right to come smack her up at work and break her face?
This had been happening for
Oh,
multiple
good
months.
question.
I know that was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong. And I accept that. But the things that I have been going through between her and Charles and everybody else, her, Charles, and her sister, that's nothing mentally you can deal with. I was getting beat up in my house because of her, getting stabbed up because of her.
But wouldn't you be taking it out on the guy, the person stabbing you?
Would you get?
That's why she's taunting me in my car because of her. She was never Charles' girl. She bringing diseases back to me because of her. I'm getting stabbed up in front of my kids because of her. You in my car and they putting stuff that I paid $7,500 for, and then y'all putting that in my tank for what? Now I don't have no car.
Are you saying they put something? In
Yes, my tank, sugar. When the man dropped it, sugar, the stuff that you make candy with, everything. I didn't have that truck 2 months and I worked hard for that.
They sabotaged her car by putting sugar in the gas tank? How did you find that out?
And he dropped it and it went to my transmission. All that stuff, Snickers, water, oil, everything. The candy, the syrup, the clear syrup that you make. This girl is not innocent, sir. This girl is nowhere near innocent. She started faking like she was pregnant by him then. It was just like an ongoing, this happened. I retaliated like 5 months, 3 months. I might be lying on the 5, 3 or 4 months down the line. I finally retaliated.
Well, this particular day, the July 28th.
I was tired, going back and forth from her saying, and then my truck. She didn't have Charles' truck at the time.
Post triggered this?
No, back and forth in Messenger. And then when I went to jail, all her little friends inboxing my daughter. And yes, I was wrong, but you gotta understand, mentally, I'm sitting in this house and because of her, and then she living at.
Block her! Block her ass! There are tools for that.
You just going back and forth. You telling Charles stuff and you had him, this man deliberately, he's weak for even believing her first and foremost, weak for even sleeping with her first and foremost. When I had my stuff together at Erie Street apartment, things was going so well, but you telling me, you sitting in my car, the truck I worked hard for, and you giving me rundowns of where you and him going to and what was I saying on the phone and everything else, and y'all playing with me like I'm just what? Oh, go take care of them kids, them all that. I take care of my kids very well. Never lost custody of them, and I got 6 of them. Can't nobody speak on me. Don't ever. But when you start disrespecting me into a hole, and it's getting so bad to where I'm mentally in the house holding back for fighting her, that didn't just come from just that day. That came from built up frustration and me having to deal with getting beat on and then have to have mentally abuse from this woman. You telling me you in my truck? I don't care about Charles' truck. What is his truck gonna do for me? I had a better truck than him. You're in my truck, telling me about my heated seats, which I did have. Which you did write to Constantine with Charles to make a sale with him.
All right.
Come on, man. That came from a long built up frustration.
Somehow-
She knew what she was doing. She's not innocent by far.
All right, this is a reflection of what's going on in the
Sure.
world in general.
I didn't just fight for
And Your
no
Honor-
reason. I'm not putting my hands on nobody for no
Yes.
reason.
Obviously, we didn't have a trial on this. We
Can
didn't
we?
hear
Because I
both
got a lot of
sides.
screenshots.
All right, well,
But I can appreciate what Ms. Furlow is saying, but it also is a perfect example of how if you don't report things that are happening to you,
And I didn't.
we can't do anything about it. And we get a report that has what the information from the investigation was. And if no one will speak out as to what's going on, it puts us like, with a hand tied behind our back trying to do this. Now, I'm not saying that what Ms. Furlow is saying is the absolute truth. I'm not saying that it's not, but it certainly complicates cases when we don't have all of the information. And I guess the court has heard it all. The court is familiar with the file, and I leave it to your discretion, Your Honor, as to what to do here.
And Your Honor, I just have one more thing to add. I don't know if the court has a copy of the police report. I believe everything was provided, but based on what Ms. Furlow did indicate today, there is a section in the report that the officer did indicate that, when Ms. Furlow was arrested, that a Heidi and a Caitlin's sister were
Recording
laughing at her
Following
couch
me.
nearby. That is referenced in the report.
taunting me, laughing with her mother.
all right, well, let's just assume for the sake of argument, you certainly believe everything that you told me. That's your perspective on it.
I'm not gonna come in here and lie to you, Middleton, because what it's gonna only go do, make it worse.
Well, you and I have known each other for a long time.
Exactly.
That's not generally a good thing.
And Caitlin's version is what she believes.
Fairy tale.
And the truth of it is, Charles wasn't worth fighting about. He
At
ended up
all.
stabbing you, almost shot you.
At all.
And he's in prison.
Mhm.
But the world has collapsed. Everybody can just do what they feel like. They can, little Alexandra, the girl that I asked about Bad Baby, some girl dissed her. She walked up and punched her in the face.
I've seen that. I've seen you on there.
And she's a nice girl. I see her still. She works at, or did work at Subway. She went to jail for a weekend. Will Smith walks up and smacks Chris Rock in the face. Something they didn't like about his wife.
Classic meme.
If we just go back to that, everybody can just do what they want. She said something I didn't like. She sent me a nasty message, so I'm justified in going up there and smacking the crap out of her with my 11-year-old daughter with me, who gets in a few good licks for her own sake and videotapes it. That's not how, if it would be chaos. If everybody could just go beat everybody up that disrespected them because they said something they didn't like or slept with their boyfriend or said something, we'd be fighting each other in the street with sticks. There has to be some rule of law. This is the third time you've been charged with aggravated assault. You wailed on her. First time was 4 days jail. Second time I tried a probation, but it failed. You certainly need anger management.
Yeah,
A
little bit.
Last time we talked, you told me you're working at, they said you're employed. Are you
Mhm.
working now?
Yeah, I'm still employed.
At where?
Still. I'm still employed. And the reason why I haven't been coming usually and keeping up with Miss Yancy, because I have been very, very sick. Still probably is sick. But the only reason, and then the transportation thing also there, that comes in, because the days when you say you want me here, my mom work also. She works mornings at Viking.
Well, I didn't know you didn't have a car.
Yeah, I don't.
In the other case, you'd missed a whole bunch of hearings, and then they needed you as a witness in the case in which you were the victim. I'm told that you're not working.
Who could tell you that?
I don't know, I
Uh-oh.
heard that. Maybe
On the
we'll check
grapevine.
with
Yeah,
them.
you can do whatever you
work
want to do.
for
Miss-
or what
A
else?
temp company
All right,
through
what's-
Elwood. I go through Elwood. I was been supposed to be hired in, but then I caught COVID. And then, they dismissed me from that. And then Indeed dismissed me when I was going through Indeed because I had caught COVID. I done caught COVID 3 times. So
Damn.
but you keep going through there, like PTI, all those,
Or which company you work for right now?
Elwood. I don't know if anger management, I don't know if you gonna say anger management because of me fighting. But maybe I do I don't know.
Well,
I can't say, I can't.
I mean,
can or
this is
cannot
your
say,
third
'cause I'm
offense.
very a happy person if you get to know me. I'm not.
There's
no,
a
I won't
third.
be willing
This is your third
to do all
offense,
this.
lady.
But when you provoke a situation, no, that's not okay to have your 11-year-old daughter in there. And no, I know that's not okay. But this fairy
Oh my
tale that
God.
y'all getting right now, and like I agree with Ms. Davis. I should have kept reporting so we could have a file every time she would do something. But I didn't think it was gonna go this far to me getting stabbed up and then messing with my tank. And she, come on now, she was living at the Spartan. So I knew where she was at all times. I could have went up there any
Again,
day.
I say it's all true. Every bit of it. It doesn't give you the right to go smack her.
It's
up.
not okay. I know that's not okay. I never said that was okay, and I never justified that
And-
situation. And I'm not
You
trying.
did
to.
justify
I'm
it.
just trying to get you to understand.
You spent the last, I don't know what, 10 minutes, or probably even longer, because I saw that there was cuts. Probably the last 15 minutes justifying what you did.
Me.
All right. Well, you have a reputation as a badass.
I'm not, and I don't want to have that reputation because I'm 30 years
And I'm
old.
watching your daughter in there, 11 years old, smacking her. I think it's the same daughter we had the truancy issues with.
No,
Uh-oh.
no, she ain't never had truancy.
Oh, good.
Mm-mm,
You know,
never,
My
ever.
mom's a badass.
That ain't how she looked at it. She seen her mom getting her ass whooped every other night, and she tried to help her mom when that man was on top of her mom. And she seen this woman deliberately, me and her go back and forth. That's what she's seen, and she shouldn't have seen me coming up there to hitting on her. She shouldn't have been in the car, but enough was enough, and it's not okay. And would I do it again? No. Would I do it again? No. Why? Because I'm really beating people in real life with 6 kids. So why even have to put your
yeah.
hands on when you know you're beating them in real life?
But again, this is your third time. You spent this entire time justifying what you did. I don't know what we're supposed to think other than that you're probably going to fly off the handle again because you don't know how to use a block button on social media.
With kids.
Well,
So
you got all those kids and you lost their father and you're doing the best you can. But this ain't the way to do it. Give me just a moment. If you are working, I don't want you to lose your job. Someone's got to take care of your kids.
and my mom is too, but I haven't been there either because I caught COVID. So that's why Elwood. So
Oh, you're not at Elwood?
no, I say I haven't been there because I've been sick. Not right now. My grandma know I have been
She's
sick
been off work
Off.
because she's sick,
Oh,
but she's
since when?
still employed.
for almost like 2 weeks because me and my kids been sick. And it's a temp agency anyways.
So they're calling to find out. When's the last time you worked at the?
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
So you're not working right now, but you're
Not there,
sick.
but yeah. And that's the only reason I haven't been coming in either.
All right, and you don't agree with her restitution figure.
I don't.
So you want to fight about that?
I do. I really do. I
All right,
really
well,
do.
that makes me think you're not repenting at all.
No,
You
about
want
what?
to fight about?
No, I don't want.
about whether-
No, it's 900 and something.
Uh-oh.
Why do I can't pay my rent, pay something I know I wasn't. How did I take earbud? I didn't.
You smacked the crap out of her. Her phone got broken and her earbuds got broken and she had a hospital bill. That makes me believe you're not the least bit repentant. about
No, I
it.
am, but I got 6 kids and I gotta pay so much
That ain't
stuff.
get out
So
of jail free card.
no, it's not a get out of jail.
Exactly. Yeah. Just you can't. You gotta. People. They gotta stop using their kids as a shield. It's like for their, and as an excuse for their bad behavior. Like, I feel bad for the kids, but what you like, I hate it when people try to do that, and especially when they've done like a lot of heinous shit. Like this ain't no petty possession charge. You beat the shit out of a woman, and this is your third time apparently doing it. Maybe not to her, but to other people.
Free card.
You want to fight about $922.
I want to.
The $921. You believe she got what she deserved, which may or may not be true.
No, I did not say I believe. I said I don't justify that, but it comes from months of being taunted and everything else. That, like, how do you justify and there go her mom. There she go again, laughing in the courthouse, but she was just recording me at Harding's and following me. She thinks this is so funny.
None of it's funny.
None
of it's funny. I don't want people out duking it
What do you
out
wanna
in the
do?
street
What do you wanna do?
over
Because at this
someone
point,
that's not
because
worth
these
fighting
people, that's not okay.
about. No, it's not okay.
And they were, oh my God.
But what I said is you're not.
And her mom was on social media saying she's looking for Lady, the big red dog. Did you or did
Block them.
you not? After the fight?
All right, stop.
I've been on social.
Stop. So she's not sorry. I never heard one thing of I'm sorry, which means she got the ass whipping she deserved. She doesn't agree with the amount of restitution. She did 4 days jail on the first aggravated assault. I tried a probation on the second aggravated assault, and she was revoked. She doesn't want to do anger management.
I didn't say I did not want to do anger management. I said I'm not a very angry person, but maybe I am, but
Sure.
being pushed. But I never said I'd never want to do anger management or anything. It's just that oh man, only if you could understand, but you can't because I didn't.
I mean, I've gotten angry before, like pretty angry, very angry, substantially angry. Like, I've been pretty angry before, but generally when I feel like hitting something, it's usually like, I don't know, a pillow or a couch cushion. I usually don't, but I'm also usually well aware that if I did what I internally wanted to do, the consequences would be not worth it.
I didn't go to the police every time she wrote me or said something to me or gave me gonorrhea from, I never did that. So, or was in my car putting stuff in my tank is the reason why I'm walking right now. I never did that.
What happened to that truck?
It had to be, the insurance company had to buy it out from me because it was nothing they could do. They went and looked at it. Just like I said, my grandma's mechanic dropped the tank. His name is Charlie. He dropped the tank. He said, we can't put another tank in here because all the stuff that was in your tank went to your transmission. It's no way. There'll be a $5,000 part you have to buy that I didn't have at the time because I had just spent $7,500 2 months ago on my truck.
Right. And I understand all that part, but it's still, we're at the fundamental disagreement. That doesn't give you the right to go over and smack her in the face. So your lawyer asked for time served, so you get 1 day in jail and we fight about the restitution?
No, I don't want to fight. If I have to pay and that's what she's saying, that I broke the phone because I just felt like a part of me. She was still on that same phone after the
Stop again.
So that's why
all she's doing.
But if you want me to pay her,
sorry, all she's doing is excusing everything she's doing. Everything. She's excusing it all. She's justifying it all while saying she's not justifying it. Yeah, she's not even listening to herself. Real quick, Akira, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Yeah, Middleton needs to she needs a hard lesson at this rate. If she's only had like 4 days in jail, yeah, no.
$900 in.
Did you break the phone on purpose?
No, I don't even recall her having a phone in her hand. That's why I'm telling you this. If I seen a phone in her hand and I slapped it out her hand, I would gladly give her the money. But I definitely did not see her with no phone. Maybe it could have been because out of anger. But I got out that car and I didn't look for a phone either. And that's the honest to God truth.
Yeah, you beat the hell out of her and then just drove off like it was a jump.
Can we ask Miss Beecham just a couple questions about this phone, just to be clear?
It's Beauchamp.
Is it? How do you say
Yeah,
it?
it's Beauchamp, isn't it?
Beecham.
It's
Beecham.
so
I
I think
was
it's
right.
pronounced. They
I don't
got
wanna
it
correct.
spelled as B-E-A-U-C-H-A.
That's how it's spelled.
But you say Beecham?
Yeah.
Well, I apologize. I've been mispronouncing both of your names every time you've been here. All right, Miss Beecham.
Did the phone get completely destroyed, or just the case or the screen was cracked? What happened to the
The
phone?
whole screen is shattered.
And so have you gone to get the screen replaced? So I think because the broken cell phone was listed as 649, you know, the fact that the phone does still work, but just has a shattered screen, I think around $150 will get you a screen replacement and little touchpad thing if it needs it.
Will it?
And I guess I would
Really?
maybe suggest maybe $150 if that's acceptable to Ms. Furlow, which I think would cover the cost of the replacement of the screen with the labor, and then $19 for the earbuds. And then there's the 12-hour shift.
I'm gonna allow 2 8-hour days.
Okay, and that's at $10.60 per hour.
Yeah, I was
Either
gonna
way,
say,
she
if
sounds like
my
she's getting
Samsung
rehired into
screen
actually
breaks,
different agencies, and she does have
that's gonna be
limited
like a
hours, so I don't
$500
think
job.
Maintaining that employment once she's cleared to go back is an issue, as far as she's been hired in through multiple agencies.
And even if I don't go back, I still get survivor's benefits to take care of me and my kids anyways.
Yes. I'll allow 150 for the screen, 20 for the earbuds, and 170 for 2 8-hour shifts at 1060, which is $340. I'm gonna order 11 days jail, code 1, leaving 10 days to serve, which is gonna be served on weekends as scheduled by the probation department. I'm gonna order anger management. We have a specific women's anger management class.
10 days in jail
Mine is 0.
plus restitution
They're on probation for 12 months.
and
Once the
a year
jail time
probation.
is completed, the restitution is paid and the class is completed. The key component of this, getting the restitution paid and the anger management class. It's a women's class. Also, no contact. Don't have any contact with her. She has very strong emotions about this. She didn't just walk up and smack you with some random person sitting out in front of the Admiral Station. You guys were playing with the same sandbox and resulted in a lot of bad feeling. Don't have any contact with her. Don't email her, don't text her, don't Facebook her, don't Instagram. Don't send her a carrier passenger pigeon. Don't have any contact with her. She don't want any contact with you either. I'm not gonna send you to jail right now because you're sick. You also gotta make arrangements for your kids. But in this day and age, at least in St. Joe County, you can't just redress your grievances by going up and smacking somebody in the face without a consequence. And you can't play in someone else's sandbox, I guess, without a consequence. But you don't have the right to just take the law into your own hands. Caitlin, you go ahead and go. I don't want any confrontation on the parking lot, so thank you for being here.
Your Honor, just so I get my notes correct, you said 11 days, credit 1, leaving 10 to serve on the weekends, or if she chooses to do it as a 10-day stretch, if she wants to?
It's up to her. They can do it on weekends or they can work it out with the probation department.
Okay.
So as far as work, if there's 2 days during the week that work for her, she can,
Yes.
okay, just to be scheduled, okay, thank you.
And then, Jordan, just to keep in mind, I don't think she gets credit for good time as much if you do it
No,
that
she
way.
doesn't.
And she has to,
Once she gets good time.
well, and she has to pay the booking fee each time she goes in and out, I think.
No.
No,
No, just once.
just once? Okay.
All right, Squez, you're good to go.
She needs to report to probation,
Take that downstairs to probation.
or they're still in the hallway.
All right. yeah.
I ain't gonna touch them.
I know you're not. I
She is
just
not
don't-
worth my time.
She's not, so just don't.
She's a liar.
She never was in the
All
first
right.
place.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
I'll walk you to. the
All right.
front, Okay.
feel like she's lucky she had Middleton.
Is your other client here?
I don't know, I haven't had a chance to check.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Next one is Mr. Simpson. Judge Simpson, I'm sorry. Where was it? Was it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah.
So I technically do have it done. I just did.
All right. Thank you, Wonder, for the 19 months. A kitty break. I don't know where they're at. Give me 1 second. Where are my babies? Winston's chilling under the couch, and my eek is under the coffee table. Don't worry about it. All right. Next one is involved with a youngster who may be sent to jail unless her father can step in or something like that. Let's see.
Didn't send-
No, you don't technically have anything done.
Okay, well, I didn't send it out.
Young lady, you may address other people that way. You better check yourself before you're addressing me that way.
Oh my
Thank you,
God.
Honor.
Court calls the case of the people versus, is it Ina Johnson?
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with an on behalf of Ayanna Johnson, who is approaching. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Ayanna Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the date and time that was originally set for sentencing. I have received and reviewed the recommendation from probation with Ms. Johnson. She has not, we do acknowledge she has not completed the alcohol screening and assessment through Von Schwartz, and she did miss a test on July 1st. I did discuss this with her yesterday on the phone and advised her to go to community corrections as soon as possible to try to test. She informed me, and so did her father, who is here with her today, that she did go to community corrections this morning before court and was there for about 45 minutes. And they said she was unable to test this morning. We are respectfully requesting that the court not remand her at this time and that we adjourn this.
So wait. So she tried to pull that off right before court. Oh no.
Sentencing out in August to give her the opportunity to complete the alcohol screening and assessment. She is gainfully employed at. She does not want to lose that job. In the alternate, if the court is inclined to remand her in both speaking with Ms. Johnson and her father, our request would be to potentially allow that remand to happen a couple weeks in the future so she can take time off work at
Jade Monkey, I don't think it's necessarily to get the results. It's more so that she didn't have any anything in the tank, let's put it that way, to provide a test.
St. Joe, so she does not lose that job. Other than that, Your Honor, we respectfully request an adjournment of the sentencing.
And Teresa Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, I did communicate with community corrections this morning. She did go over, and she wasn't scheduled to do a test today, so she did not test. She did do her download of her scram. I just confirmed with them that there was no violations on the scram. However, she had not reported to them after June 15th. So there was quite a bit of info that they had to download on that.
Never mind.
So I do know that there was no violations on the scram. However, probation also wants to point out to the court that this court did direct her back on April 3rd, I believe, and warned her about any further mistesting. So she was given a warning by this court back in April about her remaining compliant with the testing order.
Here we go.
Why?
Why what?
Why'd you miss a test? I mean, I gave you a huge break back in April and just told you, just don't miss the test.
You had one job.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And then when you pled, why didn't you do your alcohol screening and assessment?
Forgot to print it out.
What?
I said I forgot to print it out.
Oh, please. Look, I get that Gen Alpha don't know what printers are because everything is digital, but for God's sake.
They do so much. I mean, I didn't send you the last time. I'll re-refer to Defendant Tuvon Swartz for completion of her alcohol screening and assessment. Young lady, understand something. If you don't do it, and I don't have that alcohol screening and assessment, the only thing that I can really sentence you to is the maximum time.
Ooh.
And I don't want to.
Paper?
What?
The paper?
What?
All the lists on it? What is Von Schwartz?
That's for your alcohol screening and assessment.
Is that somebody I'm supposed to go to? What does that name stand for?
That's somebody that you need to call to set up an appointment so that they can interview you and do an assessment.
Okay.
And Your Honor, my office, I know that the clerk's office sends things out. My office also sent an email to her on June 5th, which gave her the packet and the information for the alcohol assessment.
Oh, no.
To complete the victim's impact.
Well, so she already had it and she blew it off. She had all the information in front of her.
Need to pay a $75 referral fee. Do you have that?
No.
No, she says.
Adjourner sentenced at August 28, 2024, 9 a.m. Young lady, you are leaving me with no options. And I have a feeling that if you don't follow this, that I'm going to end up sending you for the maximum time. I don't want to do that. I'm going to end up finding you in contempt and sending you. So in this, I'm going to, for the bond violation, I'm going to remand her for 3 days. Washtenaw County Jail for the bond violation. Defendant's remanded.
Damn.
Just go. Is that Dad?
Yes, sir.
Like, yeah, you see, like, Judge Simpson's like, I'm not asking you to write a college thesis. You just gotta go to an interview and take a test, man. That's all I asked. You had months to do this. It's like,
Get her back. Dad, hang on one second. Go ahead, take her back. Come on up to the, can you come up to the phone? What's your name, sir?
Tony Johnson.
Okay. Can you help try to get her through the, I mean,
Yes, I will definitely make sure that she does it. She lives with her mom, so I don't kind of know the things that kind of goes on.
Oh. Well, that'll do it. I was gonna say, like, where were you at? But if mom has physical custody, then yeah, it's probably a lot more difficult to enforce what's being required of her.
So I'm just coming to support, and I just was hoping that you didn't take her to jail because
I know.
she need this job so bad.
I know, and I, trust me, I did not want to. I just, Miss Clara, can you give to Dad the Von Swartz information and the victim's impact information so that he has it, so that I get where he is, so that he knows what she has to do.
Yes, Your
So
Honor, I do know, I heard him in the hallway, really getting after her for not doing things. So I think that he will.
Well, I don't.
So now the DA's like, yeah, he tore her a new one right before going into court.
Doubt
And
that.
if you stop by my office, sir, I'll ask them to give you the paper printed out.
Is that in this
It's
building?
right down the hallway.
Okay.
And so I'll tell them you're coming right down.
And,
Okay.
I have the $75 for any fee or whatever that she might have needed to pay. I do have the money, so.
Whose case is this? Yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel approach with Miss Blair.
An hour later.
Recalls the case of People versus Johnson. Didn't he just tell you to take your hands out of your pocket?
Oh.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, please state your name for the record.
Ayana Johnson.
Miss Johnson, let me ask you this. Do you want to go to jail?
No.
So I'm going to tell you what. The only reason I brought you back out and didn't have you sent down is you can thank that man right there, your dad. Because if he hadn't stood up and said something to me, I would not be letting you even thinking about letting you go. There is no reason in the world you haven't gotten this done. None. Do you hear me?
Yes.
When your dad found out that you didn't do this stuff, what did he say to you?
Uh-oh.
He said, they not playing with you. You should have been had it done. Stuff like that. There's no reason that you shouldn't have it done.
And what, you don't think he was right to?
Yeah.
So why didn't you have it done?
Because I didn't check my email to have it printed out. When I got the call from her that I needed to have it done, I printed it out. I just need to send it out. I have the money order. It's literally in the car, in the envelope. I just need to mail it. So I technically do have it done. I just didn't send
No,
it.
you don't technically have anything.
No.
Okay, well, I didn't send it out.
The young lady.
Oh my God. Jesus. So if you missed what she said, if you missed what she back-talked to the judge says like, no, just because you left it's in your car doesn't mean you got it done and you just didn't mail it. You didn't get it done. Like, well, I just didn't mail it. That's back talking to the judge.
So I technically do have it done. I just didn't send
No, you don't technically have anything done.
Okay, well, I didn't send it out.
Yeah. See, no, you don't. Oh boy.
The young lady. You may address other people that way. You better check yourself before you're addressing me that way.
I'm just saying. I didn't get a chance
Just saying.
to send it out.
Because you know what? Your daddy's right about one thing. I'm not playing. Are we clear?
Yes.
Crystal.
Now tell me why I ought to give in to your father's wishes to let his daughter go.
Because I have to go to work. And because what I did was minor and
No. That's not what you want to say. No. You don't want to say. You don't want to say what I did was no big deal. No. All right, listen what he said. He's like, I gotta go to work, and it's not like it was a big deal or anything. I mean, come on.
Into your father's wishes to let his daughter go.
because I have to go to work. And because what I did was minor and I'll fill it out and send it out. So you should let me go so that I can go to work so I don't lose my job.
So nothing about I'm extremely remorseful. I know what I did was foolish. I should not have blown this off. My father told me as much. And I can promise you that I will do exactly what's asked of me in the court. In addition to that, I have this job and I don't want to lose it. I needed to get myself back and get myself better. Any of that, but it has nothing to do with her, like, any sort of contrition about her blowing off her obligations.
Were you thinking about that when you didn't mail the envelope? Did you think about all the bad stuff that could happen to you?
No, not really.
If you lose your job, what are you going to do?
I'm going to have to figure it out.
Are you in school?
I was the summer school right now.
Where?
Pathways.
So you trying to get your high school education?
Yes.
How old are you?
20.
20.
How close are you to getting your... Are you going to get a GED or a diploma?
My diploma. I have to go back in August for like 2 months, and that's it.
And then what?
I have to go back for 2 months, and that's it.
And then you have your diploma?
No, Gary, it sounds like she's trying to get her GED.
Dad, is there anything you want to say?
Do everything in my power to make sure all this gets done.
I couldn't hear what he said, actually.
Do everything in my power to make sure all this gets done.
It's just something about I make sure that everything is done or everything gets done. Something like that.
Father's prayer for his daughter. I'm going to tell you what, young lady. Miss Blair, a condition of her release once we get through this is that she gets her diploma.
I noted it already.
Thank you.
Okay, particularly that sounds
Your
about right.
dad says he has the $75. I want that paid today out front. You have to pay your father back.
Ooh.
You hear me? Dad, you'll promise me if I let her go that if she doesn't pay you back, you'll let me know?
Ooh.
I'm gonna cancel my remand. I'm gonna give you a warning. I can be just as straight up as I can be with you. You mess anything up, even that man's not gonna be able to save you.
Ooh.
You hear me? Go with her dad. Dad, thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And I do apologize. What was the adjourned sentencing date again?
The adjourned sentencing date on this matter will be August 28th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Can he enforce the diploma thing? Yeah. I mean, especially in these lower courts, the judges actually has like some decently wide latitude, in conditioning, and putting in conditions for the release. So, so it could be anything from maintaining their current employment to no contact to community service to other like there could be unorthodox conditions that could be placed. I mean, obviously it's not unlimited. Drug rehab, yeah. Drug rehab. Obviously there's a limit, but there's some decently wide latitude in terms of conditions that's like reasonably related to the defendant and addressing their conduct and rehabilitation. I'm hoping, like, I think Judge Simpson like kind of looked at the father and his character and I guess got a sense of like who he was, and he's like putting his faith in dad to pull him to make sure that she follows through. And hopefully he does. Because I think they did talk about how he apparently dad went off on her outside the courtroom right before the hearing. Yeah. She's an adult, true. That is fair that she is an adult. But you also know that Judge Simpson, he's able to give some I don't know how you call it. Some is it levity? No, I don't know if it's I don't think it's levity. To see if a defendant will actually correct their behavior. But obviously, as you can see, like if he doesn't like when people try, like take advantage of his kindness either. So latitude, leeway. Thank you. Latitude is what I was thinking. I knew it started with an L. All right, there's actually one more. We're gonna do one more. Oh no, it's that long? I thought it was a short video. All right, fine.
What?
Let's do it.
You can't run? I know, because you kept running before, and that's why you're here right now. Calls the case, People versus D'Amico Cummings.
Good morning, or good afternoon, this is Public Defender Lawrence Perry on behalf of Mr. Cummings. Cummings, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. D'Amico Cummings for the record.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Cummings is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Cummings did have a prior VOP hearing on June 12th. At that date, the court had ordered him to serve 10 days in jail for his violations to date. Mr. Cummings failed to report to the jail as The court ordered him to do that and the bench warrant was issued. He has been since picked up on the warrant, has been in custody. At this time, Mr. Cummings is still in the same situation he was on June 12th. He still has a balance of $1,255. He's made no payments to the court. He failed to complete the level 2 driver rehab program, failed to complete 100 hours of community service. He has another new pending case since June 12th, an alleged R&O, date of offense, July 22nd, 2024. He does have a PCC on
Resisting an obstruction, maybe? Is that what that means?
since June 12th, an alleged R&O, date of offense, July 22nd, 2024. He does have a PCC on August 1st in that case. So the court is also aware Mr. Cummings does have another pending case on 14B. It is a domestic violence case. He goes for sentencing on that on Monday. That is not a violation of this case. It happened prior to his sentencing. However, he also, in that case, has a bond violation as he violated the no contact order in that case. That will be addressed at their sentencing hearing as well. Mr. Cummings, in this case, Your Honor, it started as a felony case. We did get him sentenced in it. However, prior to all of that, getting him to sentencing in January, he had multiple failure to appears before this court.
Multiple FTAs. Nice.
Not to follow court order. Given that he has demonstrated that he does.
I need to refill my water. I'll be back.
Recommending that he serve 365 days in jail, credit for 85 days that he served to date, to serve the balance, that he complete the in-jail MRT program with the court to consider early release upon his completion with that, and that he be discharged from probation without improvement with and waiving remaining terms, accepting his financial obligations.
You know, I did have a lengthy conversation with Mr. Cummings yesterday. He does admit that he messed up on probation.
So he admits to these violations.
God, this poor public defender.
Yes, except for the pending cases for obvious reasons. He wants to ask the judge for mercy in this situation. He would like for his probation to be reinstated. He said he is willing to comply with probation and get done what he needs to do. However, he does want to take responsibility for not doing what he needs to do over the past couple months. So when I asked him what's been going on, he kind of gave me a litany of things. He cares for his 5-year-old son, who is going to kindergarten in the fall. He also has a baby on the way. His partner to the 14th, but really the baby can come any day.
Then why are you acting up this badly when you have a child on the way and had already taken care of a 5-year-old?
Those two things, as well as his job, he's working Amazon night shift 40 hours a week, essentially distracted him from taking care of what he needs to do on this probation. He does live with his mother and his partner, as well as his children, so he does have a support system. He says he can make payments. He is working full-time, and he does have some savings that he can put a pretty substantial payment toward his fines and costs. He said his mom can come up and pay $1,000 before he even is released from jail. He mentioned to me that he has been successful on other probations, and thinks he can be successful here if the court is willing to give him another chance.
How did he get picked up on this warrant?
The police came to his
A foot chase?
your apartment for an unrelated matter.
Uh-oh.
And Mr. Cummings would like to make a statement. He wrote down.
Did you have
Oh
something?
boy.
Ms. Blair, before?
No, this is a bad idea. Don't, no.
Okay, when the police did arrive.
You're on the dude, you're on the record.
At the apartment was for an unrelated matter, and I believe that he ran, and that's where the new RNO case came from.
Go ahead.
I know. I want to start like this and say I do got a 4-year-old about to be 5 in October, about to start school this fall. I got a daughter due any day this month now. I was working a night shift at Amazon, 40 hours a week, 10 hours and 30 minutes a day. I was laying down on my side, didn't look at it as a punishment, but I looked at it as an opportunity to do better and be better and get my life together. I can't have warrants and actually be responsible for my son and get to school every day or even to a bus. Please don't punish me or revoke my probation. I think y'all can actually help me do and be better. I signed up for Michigan Reenters to try to get back in school and see what college is like, even though it seemed like I haven't been trying. That's something me and my probation officer spoke about. I can and I'm willing to do extra classes like MRT free and on probation. I'll pay to start my driving class before I'm even released, if considered. And if you can take thought that I'm on probation for being a victim in a car accident I was in or at fault for, I went to the hospital with bad injuries, just as everybody else. Like, please, Your Honor, I've been getting dealt a bad hand, and I'll just try to be the best I can and resolve every issue the best way possible. Honestly, I'm not the best, but also not the worst. Like, please, Your Honor, I beg you, please, can I have one more chance to show y'all I actually had a bump in the road.
You've had a lot of chances before getting to this point, though, man.
I had to get over it, please. If you see me again, you can revoke my probation, give me a year or anything. Like, I really do and truly apologize for the confusion and decisions I left y'all left you, my probation officer, to ponder with. But I really have just been working, trying to be there for my son and the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. Like, please don't punish me yet, but give me one more chance. Like, I'm actually a full-time father and my son stays with me. I can't imagine just leaving my son out the blue like this. He missed me as we speak and think I'm on vacation. I'm going to be a full-time dad to my daughter too, that's due. This is the first time you see me for a reinstatement and the last time if possible. I'd do anything to be there when my daughter is born and put my name on the birth certificate. I watched my son go off to start his first day of school. Your Honor, I plead and please, I'd do anything, even if it was double my community service, double my restitution, and add extra classes. I'd do it and complete it all. If you can, please consider everything I said and give me a chance. It would be the biggest and best blessing. I know I haven't paid yet, but I thought I had time to. I had kids, house, and life things to take care of. I haven't started my driver class because I was supposed to start it.
And Judge Simpson is he's not buying any of this.
A month after being released, but I didn't have a job or was told that I had to pay to start it after being released. I know I haven't started my community service, but I checked in the places that let me serve the community legally to get this out the way. If I can, please have one more chance to show y'all. You wouldn't regret it, I promise. But that's all I have to say and ask of, Your Honor, sincerely.
Cummings, here's my problem. On September 13th, you were set, well, before that, I think I took your plea. You were supposed to appear for sentencing. Actually, I didn't take your plea. Looks like it was taken by another judge. But anyway.
Uh-oh.
You were supposed to appear for sentencing.
You didn't show
up. You were
up.
supposed to do a PSI with the probation department. This was back in September 2023. And you don't do any of that. And I have to issue a bench warrant. Somehow or another, it looks like that may have gotten set aside in January. And then I adjourned your sentencing January 9th. We had to somehow or another find you from September to January. And then on January 9th of 2024, I adjourned your sentencing. It was adjourned by probation to January 24th, 2024. You show up on January 24th and they give you a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Relatively straightforward sentence. You were in custody at the time. And I laid out everything that you needed to do. That was in January. You really don't do anything on probation that I ordered you to do. So then you show up June 12th of this year on a violation of probation hearing.
Oh.
And at that time, and I think you were on Zoom, you were out. We told you the things that you were supposed to do or hadn't done and try to get corrected. And at that point, I kind of just sent a warning shot to you and told you, you got to do these things. And I ordered you and ordered only 10 days. And Ms. Polaro's trying to work with you too. I mean, we didn't order you serve the full time. We said, here are the things you haven't done. You need to get them accomplished. So I ordered 10 days in jail, gave you a specific day to report to probation on June 24th, 2024. Did you go?
I was in warrant status. I don't think I could have.
Oh, you could have.
You're right.
Could have.
And then ordered you to become compliant with all the previous terms that I ordered. So I gave you another shot from January to that June day. The 10 days, because you were on Zoom, I told you exactly what I would do. I said you're to report by 6 p.m. that day, or I was going to issue a bench warrant without bond. You must have thought I was kidding.
Ooh.
No, Your Honor. Not
Then why didn't you go?
I didn't make it by 6. I knew the deal could have been off the table. But I definitely was not thinking you was joking.
Why did you not turn yourself in then?
And I was
You want me to give you another chance.
Please.
And you did nothing.
Oh, no.
Complete this probation. Promise.
What?
I can and will complete this probation, possibly.
Oh,
if
he's
possible.
pissed.
You can't, you do what you want to do.
I'm gonna speak
When did you get picked up on this one?
about 20, if I'm not mistaken.
July 20th. Okay. So between June 12th, when I ordered you to report to the jail, and that day you got picked up, what were you doing to correct this?
I was trying to work, make sure I had some money. So if I had other bonds, I do apologize. And can I say this, Your Honor?
Here's my problem. You're apologizing because you got caught.
Yes.
If those police
True.
had not come to your door that day, I still wouldn't be seeing you.
True.
I probably would have turned myself in still.
When?
That was all.
In the 45 days from the time that I ordered it to the time that you got picked up, at what point were you going to turn yourself in?
As soon as I had enough funds to take care of other cases that's holding me with no bonds and counties like tickets. And I was trying to be there for the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. I would have done my probation this whole time, but I had other warrants that stopping me from doing my probation. I'm not going to say, yeah, I didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't turn myself in. It was other warrants, other cases that's stopping me from being best at what I can show y'all and doing my probation.
I've given you an opportunity to show me. I'm coming up on a year, and guess what? What have you done? Nothing. Nothing. And then you're gonna, and I try to give you at least a gentle nudge, and you still don't do anything. Nothing.
Nothing.
You tell me one thing on this sentence that I gave you that you've done.
It was my first time.
Tell me one thing you did.
Answer the question.
I checked in, I tried, it was hard.
Tried?
I did check in, do the non-report.
Why is it that you just can't say, Judge, I did nothing?
I did nothing.
Because I'm looking right at it. You did nothing.
Yep.
You're right, Your Honor. You right.
Everything with you is an excuse.
Yep.
No excuses as a man. That's what I was taught. So I don't try to make excuses, honestly.
You've made excuses since the time.
Your entire statement and everything you've been saying up until this point has been nothing but excuses.
We first started talking.
Yeah.
Everything that's come out of your mouth is an excuse.
So you just admitted that he's not a man. Beta. Sorry.
I sit here and I give you a chance to do it. We wait 6 months, correct something. Anybody that is on probation in my court, if, you know, and I feel bad sometimes for Miss Polera, but she doesn't mind doing it. If you're having problems, you'll walk in, you talk to her. But you wouldn't even do that. You thought this was a game. You thought when you looked me in the face on Zoom and I told you when to report that I was just kidding.
Huh.
Nothing that comes out of my mouth am I kidding. I told you to report. I told you when to be there. And I told you how long you'd be there. And I told you what I would do if you didn't report. And so you know there's a bench warrant out for you. Because at least you took me for real on that I was going to issue a bench warrant. So when the police show up, what do? You don't even say at that point, I got to deal with this.
You ran.
You take off running. Allegedly, I guess we'll say at this point.
Yes, true. Allegedly took off running.
And where was that going to get you? Got you right here. And after all that, Mr. Cummings, you want me to believe anything that's coming out of your mouth that doesn't resemble an excuse.
I don't got no reason to be trying to have warrant statuses and
You have no reason for any of this. Everything that has happened that's bad in this case is no one's fault but yours. And the problem is, had you gotten to your attorneys, had you gone through and you were truly going through doing something, hey, they would have helped you out. There's no doubt, Ms. Perrin or Ms. Pate, they would have been all over my coordinator's email, trying to figure out something to do. Quite frankly, even if you had at that point gotten to Ms. Polera, she would have been trying to do something.
I didn't want to be disrespectful, not.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, too late for that.
You disrespected everybody here. So that
I don't know how like completely blowing everybody off is being respectful.
don't even play that game with me that you don't want to be disrespectful. You intentionally were disrespectful. You intentionally thwarted my order. You intentionally then tried to hide and seclude yourself. You were disrespectful allegedly to the police when they showed up, told you you had a warrant, you take off. Every move you've made has been just coated with disrespect to everybody involved in the process.
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, calling my probation officer and not coming in to take care of the business. And I didn't even talk to the police or anything. They didn't tell me anything.
Okay. You had a warrant, you knew it, you took off. And if I didn't have those two gentlemen behind you right now, you'd run off again. Every time. Yes, that's what you do.
I can't run.
Run
What?
away from your problems.
You can't run?
I can't run. Never.
I know, because you kept running before. And that's why you're here right now. That's all that you've been doing. Doing nothing and running.
I haven't had the probation because I had warrants for other cases. I would be straight on track with probation to this day. It wasn't
I
for the
don't
other
know.
warrants, Your Honor.
I don't know how having warrants in other cases is supposed to excuse you from not doing your obligations in this case.
I promise you.
So you're telling me you weren't doing probation because you had warrants? Yeah, why'd you have
Yeah,
warrants?
That's the
Why'd you have warrants?
bond
Because you hadn't done what you were supposed to do before.
They wanted me to turn my all type of. Your Honor, if I didn't have other warrants, I'd be straight on track with probation. I promise. Why would Miss Polaire is a good lady? I know you don't try to be as hard as you do or want to be, but
Oh, I don't. Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to
y'all
jail.
are not.
Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to jail. I do not like sending people to jail.
It's just true, but he also doesn't like people taking advantage of his, I guess his kindness or, the leeway that he gives to defendants.
I try to bend over backwards to give people the opportunity. When you need a nudge, and I may have to do a little bit of time, I do a little bit of time, trying to at least get your attention, get you back on track. All of those things, every one of them. I've tried with you. And you done nothing. I don't even have anything in this sentence I gave you the beginning of this year. I have nothing that I could point to say you did or tried to do something. I have nothing.
That's what's off paper.
I have nothing.
Get it. I'm sure.
Back talking in a soft voice isn't gonna help your situation.
You could have Mr. Cummings, understand this. Your promises are no good to me.
Yeah,
Your promises are no good.
They're worthless.
I wouldn't have this warrant for probation if I didn't have the other warrants. That's how my probation.
Oh my god. Yeah, justice is like it's like in one ear and out the other.
I wasn't communicating with y'all or doing what I was supposed to do or should have been, but that's not me though. I've completed a probation before I could do and complete this.
You still got warrants.
Everything, this is what I had to take care of. If it ain't a ticket, this is the only things I had to take care of.
Your Honor, I think he's referencing the domestic violence case that he did have a warrant for, but
he still does have a warrant out of 35th.
And he does have drug licenses.
He's got 2 other warrants
Don't take care
outstanding.
of business. I can't help you. I really can't. Anybody that walks through that door that tells me they want to do something, want to follow what we say and try to work hard to try to change things, I'll help them. I know there's no two ways about it. And my entire staff, my probation staff, my staff, will help you do what you need to do. And I know your attorneys. If you had reached out to them, they would have helped you.
Wait, I just realized he has a DV. But he also then tried to, use his kids. So you allegedly care about your kids, but not so much the mother of your children, though. Allegedly, of course.
You just didn't. You wanted to do it your way. And your way doesn't work. So now we're going to do it my way. And it's just going to be harsh.
Chance to show y'all I will take care of this. I promise you not see me again. If it ain't to be getting released off of probation early or anything.
I'm going to waive the remaining terms, accept the defendant's financial obligations. I'm going to discharge from probation without improvement. I'm going to order 365 days Washington County Jail. Credit for the 85 days that you served. Defendant will serve the balance. I will consider early release upon the completion.
So if you missed that, 365 days minus 85 for time served. So that would be, let's use our calculator, 365 minus 85, 280 days in jail.
Of the MRT jail in jail program, I will consider release. I don't know whether I will release you, but that's going to be the first step you're going to have to do. You don't want to do it. You got 290 days to figure it out. I'm done.
Dingus. Okay, fine. This is a short one. But this one does also involve a DV incident.
You're there talking, and then he just decides to punch you in the face. If she wants to talk to me, that's fine. I mean, I'm ready to rule either way, but if she wants to say something.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't always, I mean, I'm sure many of you in my audience are well aware when it comes to DV cases, in that with battered syndrome, battered spouse syndrome, oftentimes the victim will usually either try to have the charge, will not file charges, or drop the charges, or try to try to get their abuser a leniency. And this is a classic example of that here and now, unfortunately.
Right up to the podium. Go ahead. Your name, ma'am?
Tina Hansen.
All right, go ahead. What did you want to tell me?
Regarding the phone and having those privileges back, one, children being the most important, being able to speak to their father and be involved, especially with his grandchild on the way as well. The original claim that was made that he instructed me to do certain things that the prosecution had said that was done was incorrect. And that was why I think that maybe some emotions got brought up and the contempt sentence happened with the no.
Oh, I know exactly why the contempt happened. Because he acted a fool in the court.
Because what the
And
prosecution
disrespectful
was-
to not me, but this
Oh, yeah.
institution. That's why he got the contempt. That's not going anywhere.
No, I'm
But
saying
go ahead.
for my the emotional standpoint, when they said that he instructed me to email them, which was false. And that had never happened. So being
But
able,
ma'am, even if it had,
even if it had,
he
it still
should
wouldn't.
have told his attorney and not acted that way.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
this court.
Yes,
It's
no.
really as simple as that.
I'm not saying what was done was right at all by any means. I think that I would hope that he's learned his lesson from that, and to simply at least be able to talk to his children in the meantime, to at least have some sort of sanity during this process, and
See you later at 3.
for them to be able to be a part of their dad's lives, even though they can't see him, is, I guess, my argument for trying to see if there's any consideration for that to happen.
So you're only up here to talk to me about the phone.
I could talk to you about everything if you wanted to.
Well, I don't know that you want to, ma'am, because I mean, if what Miss Gaines read to me was your rendition of what occurred that night.
There was more that
Uh-oh.
occurred that night that wasn't on.
Rendition of what occurred that night.
There was more that occurred that night that wasn't on video. Of me instigating and pulling, pushing.
Oh, and yeah, there it is. Oh my God, this is textbook. This is textbook.
I'm going to tell you what, and I really, people who are victims and survivors of I don't like to interrupt it, and I'd be more than happy to hear from you. But I'm going to tell you, it was real clear to me. I wouldn't care what you did. There was no reason for him ever to lay hands on you in that bar and push you. Never an excuse. I don't care what you did. And then once he's separated and people are trying to, I'm watching the security officers try to calm him down. And he's like some caged animal walking around with reference to you. I then see you come through the security because they talked to you before you did.
Oh no.
He goes up to you. If you want to say he invaded, hold on a second. If you want to say you invaded his space, he had every opportunity to turn and leave. And instead, he pushes you. Now, ma'am, and please let me finish, because I don't. At that point, he could have then left. He could have extracted himself out of that situation.
She tried.
No, he did not. Because I watched the two of you as you crossed Huron, you're talking to each other. It doesn't, and you know what, ma'am? And I don't like it where particularly women get up here and they start saying, I said something, I did this, I did that. You cross Huron with him. You then cross First Street with him. You're there talking, and then he just decides to punch you in the face. There is nothing, unless you want to tell me something where you had some weapon pointed at his head that gives him justification to do that. I've had my say, so I will let you speak.
There is more to it. I understand where you're coming from, and you're seeing it a different way than I clearly lived through it and
oh my God. Yeah, we know.
Remember it very vividly. And I even told the police officers that night exactly what happened. I was never hit. The injury that they're
ma'am,
what? Apparently, all of this was caught on video. What?
Watching your face, I'm watching your face go down.
No, my whole body went down. I tripped. I was all over.
Oh my God! I
literally.
She fell down some stairs.
Fell in the bathroom when I went to go throw up and busted my face on the toilet, but there's no cameras in there for that.
Oh my God.
I was extremely intoxicated. And as he's leaving, I'm following him.
Ma'am, are you telling me that on the corner of First and Huron, the last part of the video I see,
there's not a hit.
I didn't see. Hold on. That he didn't swing at you?
Nope.
Oh, for God's sake.
I did not see that.
Okay,
wow.
Go ahead.
That's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
You may have a seat. Anything else from either sir?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else from the defense?
No, I have nothing further in terms of bond. I did want to say that Mr. Taylor did express great regret for previously in court, and I had forgotten to say that earlier. And he understands exactly why he has this.
Now, and all I can say to you, Miss Hanson, is God bless you. Because I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I don't care how drunk you were. I don't care how much in his grill you were and talking about whatever. I never saw you once take a swing at him. I never saw you once do anything that from that video that I could interpret as anything that was aggressive by any stretch of the imagination toward him, that may even in some way give him some concept of that he was defending himself or that you were irritating him in some way so much. But it really, even if you were irritating him, the only thing that you're using is your walk. You two are actually walking together across two streets. I sat there and watched it. So I don't know what video you're looking at to come to the determination that you.
It's like you believe me or your lying eyes, you know?
Ma'am, again, I'm not here to yell at any victim or survivor of any offense, but I'm here certainly to put forth the reality of what I saw on that video. And he pushed you in the bar. You're trying to get up. He pushes you, so security has to get in between. They try to separate him, and he's still doing that. And then he tries to go after somebody else that's there. And then finally they get him outside, and he still won't just calm down. And what's clear to me, ma'am, is after security's dealt with him, I think you're trying to get him to calm down, to do whatever you can to just alleviate the circumstance. And what's he do? He just pushes you against the building. I mean, not just push you against a building. I mean, he shoved you into a building and you go down. Then at some point, you guys are
then
walking.
He pops you.
You're walking. You wait to cross the street twice. There is no contact at that point. Apparently, the two of you are talking. If he wanted to get away from you, he could have gotten away from you. And then you get to the other side, which is kitty corner from live bar. You're standing there. And ma'am, if you want to tell me he didn't hit you, then fine. You can tell me that. I know what I saw. I know what I saw from the time he took the swing to then what your reaction is. You didn't trip. And, you know, like I said, God bless you, God help you. When a man raises his hand to you, you don't have to give him an excuse. He's just wrong. That's how it works. I don't believe, and I'm not going to reduce the defendant's bond. In fact, given what I've seen, I think that the defendant's bond isn't high enough. Given his conduct in this court and what I saw on that video, his bond is raised to $250,000 cash surety. I am not reinstating his phone privileges. And at this moment in time, unless the PD wants to file a motion, he's going to serve out his contempt. Defendant is, that's it. Thank you.
Good. It's not, I hate that it's probably not going to do much of anything, but something at least. Jeez. Hopefully with the amount of time she's away from him, it'll somehow come to her senses.
I don't know what we're doing on yours. You probably do not want to talk to me right now, Mr. Bernstein. The court's going to stand in recess. All right.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, that really pissed him off. Okay. Yeah, he is big mad after that. Because I think he, like the OSG said in the commentary, him and probably other judges have seen this kind of stuff over and over and over again. And I can't imagine the amount of frustration it is. Because even if even if the cops, even if the states have the laws in place that require, the cop will require an arrest, even if the victim doesn't want to press charges, if the victim is not compliant, there's nothing that can be done. Like unless you have video evidence, like this case, unless you have video evidence, the prosecution doesn't have anything to work with if the victim is not willing to participate. So the prosecutor's hands are tied. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you guys. I will see y'all Friday with some body cam stuff. I'm sure there's probably going to be plenty to watch. I think I saw Code Blue Cam post something on there, so we'll have fun there. But I want to thank you guys. Appreciate it. You have yourselves a good rest of your evening, good Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you, all of you, for your support as always, and yeah, appreciate it. Well, hang on. Excuse me. Is Biggin on? All said you guys to Biggin. Right here. Yeah, there he is. All right. All right, guys. Take care. Adios.